Hello, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. Today, I got a few things I left on the bench that I need to put up. Today I'm working on, hey, surprise, surprise, another Ambassador. I love these reels. Can't get enough of them. This one, I don't have the parts in yet, but I'm going to be doing and I'm not sponsored. Oh, that's got a bent handle. I'll have to fix that. I'll be doing a Dad's Old Tackle performance upgrade kit for this. I've got one here for one of my other reels, but I'll be doing a video on that too. But this is a 4601 C3. It's a little rough. Yeah, it's a lefty. I like the left-hand Ambassador. So let's take this thing apart and see what it needs. I already can see the handle's bent. That's the first time I'd ever really looked at this reel since I got it in. I actually purchased this off eBay. I got it for myself for my birthday. Yeah, some people buy themselves cool things. I buy fishing reels, but I bought 2 reels for my birthday for myself. I also got a 7000 that I will. And it's a right hand reel. It's a synchro drag. I've seen them, but I haven't never built one. So I thought I'd do that one for y'all. That was for myself. So let's get this gummy old thing apart. Boy, it's gummy. Stuck. All right. So I've got handles, but I can fix that one. It's a little bent. Take the star drag off. There we go. Turn it the right direction. It's right. It's a left-hand reel, so it's got left-hand threads on it. What I was thinking there. C3 means it's a 3-bearing reel. It's very dry, but I've got a kit on order that's going to replace all the bearings. It's a performance upgrade kit. Let's take, I don't know where all my tools are. I keep complaining about that. It was my fault. I moved them all. All right. So the 4000 or 4500, 4600, it's a little narrow spool reel. See, this is a good bass size reel. That's what I use them for. Did I need another one? Nah. Did I want another one? Oh yeah. So that comes off. This is two bearings on the spool, and bearing number 3 is going to be in the handle here, I believe. Yes. Some of them have a bearing on this, but not this one. So let's take the spool apart. You've got keeper ring here. Don't lose it. Try to keep your fingers on it. I keep all the parts together. All right, and we're going to see if I can get something down in there. Yeah. Push that out. On the drive side of the spool is, I got a tool here somewhere. Well, let's use this. We'll use my mirror. Or maybe not. There it goes. You've got shims. So there's that, or a shim. Sometimes there's 2. I've only seen one here lately. So those bearings, I'm going to probably put them up because I've got new bearings coming for this one. but we'll go ahead and lubricate them anyway. Let's take the palm side apart. It ain't pretty, but it's gonna be real nice. It's gonna be a real nice reel to fish with. I've got one of these reels and I've caught my it's a 4601 C3 that's now been converted to a C. I'm basically a C5. It's got 5 bearings in it, but I use it for bass, and I caught my personal best smallmouth and my personal best, well, I caught my personal best smallmouth on it, a 6-pound smallmouth, back in my bass boat ownership days when I was fishing a lot and could get to some of the really cool spots on the lake. That reel got used a lot. I think it's a perfect bass reel, especially up here where we can definitely get into some stripers sometimes, and they can really wreak havoc on some gear. So now this gear here is going to have to come off because my new kit has got the gear in it. So what you got to do is you got to spread them little things and try. I might have a tool for that. I made a tool at some point. We'll see if it works. Yeah. That brass tube, yeah, may not be going to work. But they can be a bear to get off of there. I'm just going to tell you. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can take a knife and you can cut those 2 little tabs off, or you can spread them, or you can take, I took a piece of brass tubing and made a piece of brass tubing that spreads those out for you also. So there is the palm side. Let's do the level line. There's the keeper comes off. I'll slide this over to one side and take a bigger screwdriver, take the cap off. All this is coming brand new for this reel, the whole level line assembly. I mean, I've got more in the upgrade kit than I've got in the whole reel here. So that's how I do. That's how I roll. Pretty gunky. Typical. That's where an Ambassador gets slowed down. Is right there. I also pop this hood up and I clean out from under that really well. And of course, this is a fast cast or an ultra cast reel. So we'll put that right there. All right, on to the drive side. Take this off and you pull that out. And there's a couple of shims up under there. I'll get them loose. There we go. That's pretty well oiled. Somebody did a decent job on that. This piece here, you can slip to one side or the other and it will pop out. Like that. And the shaft comes out. That's a retainer for the shaft. That's so you can take these thumb screws loose, pull all this side off, and change your spools on the water. I bet you a lot of y'all didn't know that you can change the spools on these reels on the water without having to take the whole daggum reel apart. This is a made in Sweden reel, and I forgot to tell you the date code on it. It's a 060007. So I'm going to guess it's a 2006 model, revision 7. I don't know. I've got a chart somewhere I can look at. The only thing wrong with this reel is just dirty. It just, somebody has loved on this reel on the water, but not loved on the workbench. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they were meant for, to go fishing. Okay. We got a shim on the shaft over here, and all this comes out. Okay, so there's your third bearing, which is an anti-reverse bearing. I'm going to leave it in there. These go up here on top above the spacer. And you got I'm going to lay the drag out for you. This one was like this. I'll pull the schematic and make sure. Then you got a drag washer. Let's just pull all this off. Maybe not. There we go. This has got the more modern drag in it. So I would say it's probably a 2006. So you got carbon washer, eared washer, carbon washer, keyed washer. Of course, that top washer is keyed, and it's a press plate basically. And then down here at the bottom, which is also a drag washer, a lot of people don't realize that. You got the little small washer, and then of course you've got all that in between there. This is your spring plate, and this reel was hanging up, and then your pinion can come off your yoke. And I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. You see how it goes back together. You had a spring that hooked right there. We're going to take it apart because this is really gummy, and that's why it wasn't working properly. And take that spring off so I don't lose it. So there's the whole entire drive side. That's the whole reel. Now I'll get some of this gunked up oil off here. This stuff is, you can see what I'm dealing with. It's just old and hard, and that's what's keeping this reel from doing its job. So it was working, it just wasn't working very good. So we will clean this thing all up. I try to give my ultrasonic cleaner just a little bit of help with these internal parts and get some of the heavy grease off. There it is. It's going to be a really nice reel. I'll be back after I get it cleaned up. Okay, I'm finally back. It's been 2 weeks since I tore a reel down. And I tore this one down, cleaned it up. Thought I had ordered my parts from Dad's old tackle. Complete upgrade kit. You can see how much it costs. As much as the reel did, actually. Actually, more than the reel. I paid less than that for that reel. And so what this has in it, you've got a new line guide, new bearings. You have the new worm tube, and it's a ball bearing worm. And then it comes with the new, what do they call it? What's a level line drive? Cog bearing, I guess it is. We'll see. But my other issue with the reel is this bent handle. So let's address that real quick. I may have to get my barber press out and straighten that. They're tougher than they look, folks. There you go. That should do it. All right, so let's build this reel. Like I always do with these Ambassadors, I spray the brake plate with ballistol. It never really dries, but it doesn't get runny either, even in the heat. So this stuff is really good stuff. Been a while since I've built this reel, so I hope I remember how it all goes together. Here. This will go on the other way. Got it upside down. This will go on here. Okay. So it goes around like that. Then you've got a spring. Goes on. Actually, the small end goes on the post. So let's just. No, I had it right. Small end goes here. The big end go on here. There you go. There is. That's your jack plate. Release everything together. Okay. Right. Spring around like that. You got a washer it goes on. And then your plate. This one's got the anti-reverse and the handles. I don't have to worry about that. These parts won't get reused. We'll put all that stuff in a baggie when we get done. Let's see here. Oh. Hey. I thought this kit came with drag washers, but apparently it does not. So, drag washer kit. Stock. Little ill prepared here, but we'll get through it. This should be the right kit. Let's see here. Should be 3. Yes, this is the right kit. Okay, so we'll put these up. We'll go with those parts. I always put some cowls on. As most of you know, I've been moving, so I have not been working on too many reels lately. We're getting through it though. The biggest part of the move is about done. Put some grease on the gear. I'm gonna keep my reel repair going until I move, and then I'll move this right over to my new place. Hopefully, I'll have it ready to move it in there then. There. Stubborn. Now we'll build a drag. A good wipe down. Put inner washer in. And then it gets a keyed washer. Down. Drag washer. This is a smooth drag. I'm planning on using this reel. It's not real pretty reel on the outside, but it'll be good on the inside for bass. Towels on the drag washers. That way you can guarantee you've got a nice smooth pull on the drag. Okay. And then the press plate. I see these put in both ways, but I want to say this is the correct way. It's like that. And these will go in before the handle goes on. Don't need that. I need to order some more of those. That did not work. Well, you know, there's always a hiccup, right? Now, next thing is yoke with the pinion gear. Put some on that. Onto the pinion gear like that. On there. That probably should have went on before the gear, right? That's okay. The nice thing with these plastic yokes, they'll give enough where you can still play with it. And then you've got your spring plate, and also lubricate. Mm. Okay. The next thing can be the cover. Let's put a little bit of grease there and a little bit of grease there. Now the cover has the one-way bearing in it, anti-reverse bearing. I'm just gonna put a little dab of grease in there, not a lot, and greased the two studs post where the two screws go. Got all that on there. Screws goes on. You can tell it's been a couple weeks since I built this thing. I forgot how it goes back together. This is a 4601. This was my same model as my first Ambassador that I bought. Okay. And these two washers go opposed to each other. They're cupped. So if you put them opposed to each other, they turn into a spring. Okay. They have to be opposed to each other. That. And I do too much there. Let's take the shaft, the spool shaft, a little bit of oil, get through pinion. We put this goes down, snaps in place. Okay, that. Then you've got the tension knob, little tension knob. It takes a washer in it, or a shim. I'm sorry. It threads on there. And a little bit of oil on that O-ring. Okay. Seal it. So your spool shaft stays on the cover. Now we can put star drag on. Remember, left-hand reels, everything's reverse thread. So get it started and turn it the opposite way, which you feel like you should be turning it. That's just the way it works. Something to hold this with. I've got some small pliers here somewhere. Here they are. Take some tweezer pliers. Reach in and hold that shaft like that. Thread that drag all the way down. Once you get it down so far, you could put the handle on and hold it. That's fine too. Okay. Then it gets this washer, and the washer goes down. The ears go down towards the drag. Start drag. A little more grease. Put your handle on. Then you put your nut on. Remember, reverse threads. If you have trouble starting the threads, turn it backwards. Let it catch a thread. You'll feel it. And then spin it back the way you want it. Old mechanic's trick. I'm loosening it because I'm challenged sometimes. There we go. It's going the right way now. Okay. Then you got your E-clip. Slide in there. Hold on to it. Don't let it go anywhere. Take your pliers and pop it in place. Okay. And once you get everything lined up, you put your nut retainer on. It's basically a cap. A little oil into those handle paddles. Oh, look at that. Those things are smooth. As you can tell, I straightened the handle up. So I got the sling oil all over me. Okay, so let's build the spool next. On the drive side, it's a washer, or shim. That. And then you've got your drive plate. I call it drive plate. It's also got the centrifugal weights on it. So it'll go, well, I say it'll go either way, but it actually does not. Yeah. The plastic centrifugal weights would be more pronounced up. These. Oh, gosh, John. Bearings. Before I go any further, I got to put the bearings. These are ABEX 7s. They come with this kit. That's what they're advertised as. For the money I paid for it, I would say that should be so. They do not require lube. So we'll put that in. Then we can put the retainer in there. Then we can put the snap ring on. I always put the split on the snap ring to one side or the other of the centrifugal weights. Over here, get another bearing. No oil needed. And then your cog. And before I get too far ahead of myself, I always take, because I've got oil all over everything on this reel from it sitting, clean the oil out of that ring. If you don't, the brakes won't do anything. It'll just spin like crazy. And the first couple of times you cast, you'll be like, oh man, backlash city. There we go. All right, let's build this side of the reel, which is pretty simple. Cleaned up underneath here. I'm gonna put this back down, pop it back in place. We got this. I've got one more part on order for this reel, but I'll put it on later. It's because I'm super tuning this reel basically with parts. Okay, but I've got the ceramic line ball. I don't know. Just, I'm challenged today, folks. See, this one's got the bearing in it. So this will go in this, and the bearing falls out. Okay. You don't need to lube these bearings. This will go into here. Here. Gotta keep that bearing from falling out. It usually has a plastic bushing in there, and that bushing doesn't come out easily. So get that. You get this lined up with the groove, and you get this lined up with those two grooves. Okay, you see how I'm doing that? It can be a pain. Size or something. That wouldn't be any good. There it goes. This is also ball bearing on this end. So put that in. Then you got a retainer that goes on this side. Go. Okay. And line guide. And it might be a bit of a challenge on this small frame. Once you get it in there, if it doesn't seat, put a little pressure on it with your finger. Spin it. Oh, yeah, I'm a dummy. Hold on a minute. I got the tube on upside down. There we go. You see what I did wrong? I had the tube, the open side of the tube up. Okay. Now, that's in there. Oh boy, that's fast. Okay. Then we're going to put the cap on, but always oil this really good. Little dab of oil up in here, oil up in here, oil on that. You don't want this thing running dry. You don't want to put grease in it. I think grease is the worst thing you can do. Okay, let's see how it. Goodness. Okay. All right. Got that done. Last piece of the puzzle is this over here. We've got the new gear that has the bearing in it. And it has a snap ring. This is exciting stuff, huh? So you got the bearing that goes under here. I am going to put dab on there. That goes on the post like that. And your snap ring go up under here. Remember, this one had the one that has the two little ears on. You have to pop those out. You can save those if you plan everything right. So, just a little dab of oil to let get smeared. And since there's no bait clicker on this one, we're going to go ahead and stick the side of the reel together. We're almost done here, folks. Okay. As I said, the reel's got some use to it, but I bought it to use, and that's why I'm putting money into it. If it was going to sit on a shelf, it'd be kind of stupid to super tune it, wouldn't it? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I will use this reel. I'm actually going to take my original 4601 off the rod put this one on, use this one. I'm going to put the other one on the shelf. It's been super tuned too, a long time ago. Not quite this good of a kit. Kind of what I threw together myself. I bought bearings and etc. Made it work. So this is a really nice kit from Dad's Old Tackle. Yeah, it ain't cheap, but nice kit. I'm not sponsored, by the way, by Dad's Old Tackle at all. I buy the kits. I like the kits. Now you can put this side. Well, let's get a little bit of grease because that's what I like to do to these things. Okay. I've already greased the bushing down in there. We're going to put this thing together like this. You got to make sure your fast cast thumb bar goes into, there's a hole there. So let's check this thing out here. Thumb screws on. Now, without line on, it's not going to spin as fast as it can. But it'll spin pretty quick. Always give those just a little eighth of a turn, quarter of a turn maybe. Okay. Got the tension knob. To set your tension where your spool only moves, you can barely feel it. Functioning perfectly. It's going to be hard to tell with this narrow spool how fast it will turn until we get line on it, but excuse me, there it is. I'm real happy with that. Let's see how the drag feels great. God, that's going to be nice. That's going to be a nice fish catcher. Well, there it is, a 4601. It's a narrow spool C3. It now is a 5/6 bearing reel, and they don't get any smoother than that, folks. That thing is, I'm real happy with that. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the delay. Been a couple weeks, like I said, since I put a video out. We'll get this one up tonight and give y'all something to watch, and I'll see you on the next fishing reel. This is John, Vintage Fisherman. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, please. Thank you.